Good morning to you watching Western Television, wherever you are catching the show live from. You're most welcome. My name is Denis. It is a good news for you this morning that finally Western Television has gotten to, that is Zuku Television right there. And so we are busting off Start Time and Zuku. Slowly by slowly, we are making steps ahead of the rest as well. And so we are so grateful for the management of Western Television for the steps that the television is taking. And it's a very great morning to you. 13 minutes past the hour of 7 a.m. You're most welcome. My name is Denis, and we are coming to you live from the broadcast house of Western Television right here in Anyafio, plot 39A, Weather 8 Park Lane, next to Presidential State Lodge. And I am here for a program, Kokoliriko Show. It is a Wednesday edition, and today happened to be 3rd of May 2023. And you have to know that it is a dark cloud everywhere in Uganda. We are talking about the death of Charles Okello Engola, who was gunned down by his bodyguard yesterday. And more of that, we'll be able to dive into that later on. But before that, dear viewer, you have to know that we are coming to you live on both StarTime and Zuku TV as well. And so StarTime on channel 477, and on Zuku we are on a very simple channel number right there, and that is 0079 right there for you. And so we will be able to let you know that you can catch us live on Zuku TV and also StarTime as well. And for those who can also continue to download the StarTime app and you continue watching Western Television, not forgetting those who are catching us live from that is the YouTube page of Western Television. We do appreciate you very much for waking up together with Western Television and subscribing to YouTube page of the television. And you can as well like the Facebook page and also go to Twitter handle and follow Western Television, where we give you a breadth of every information that you need to know right there. And so you have to know that every information that you want to get, Western Television gives you that particular platform that you're able to catch each and every event live on your screen. And so I will be able also to give you some local stories right here in Western Sub-region, and also knowing what is happening at the national level later on. All right, dear viewer, you have to know that issues to do with the adolescent understanding seems to be very low, and the stakeholders are being urged to make sure that they involve the adolescents in whatever that they want to really undertake. And so as you can see on your screen, we are now available on Zuku satellite channel 0073 right there, and also on StarTime's channel 477. And so you can follow us on YouTube and also Facebook and Twitter as well. All right, I'm getting to what we call the Partners in Community Transformation, that is PICOT, a non-governmental organization based in Koboko, is advocating for increase in participation of all stakeholders in nurturing and accessing life skills and adolescents for that is the young people that we do have. And so recently the organization disseminated the district assessment of the life skills and values in East Africa for Marasha district, where 53% of the adolescents are not able to interpret bad behavior as lack of respect for others, and may take conciliatory steps to resolve situations right there. And so this is the finding that ALIVE, that is abbreviated to be Assessment of Life Skills and Values in East Africa, ALIVE, conducted right there. And so we have to see that how can we engage the young people in as far as understanding their environment, when we talk about respect, when we talk about collaboration among themselves, and we talk about the life skills issues to do with the behavioral change. And so when the young people are growing up, it it is necessary for us, the parents, as the stakeholders, to get to understand how these young people are really behaving in the society where they live. In most cases, we tend to ignore certain behavior that tend to come with the growth of these young persons or the adolescents, and we tend to forget. And in other words, sometimes we are too harsh with them, and this gives them that room to misbehave. And at the end of it all, when they become public nuisance in the society where they stay, we all blame them. Yet we as the stakeholders, we have not done enough to see how we can really help them in their growth. And so PCOT is trying to encourage stakeholders to always be cognizant of the behavior of the young persons in the community right there. And so that is something that you need to know in regards to that. All right, away from that, you have to know that through Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, Honey Pride Arua was able to receive funds worth 436 million shillings from the European Union through the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, a government program under the Office of the Prime Minister, with support from United Nations Capital Fund, for development to implement the project support to agricultural revitalization and transformation smart. As in Honey Pride Arua Uganda Limited leverage its honey processing capacity. And so this was evidently seen when the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Grace Freedom Kuyushin, was able to tour the Honey Pride Arua, where they always process honey. And according to the manager of Honey Pride, he says that at least their production capacity has increased due to the funding that they have received through Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, the DINO projects that are being implemented in different districts that we do have in Northern Uganda. And you have to know that last week the State Minister of Northern Uganda, together with the officials from the Office of the Prime Minister, more especially those that are in charge of Northern Uganda, they were able to tour some of the projects that are being undertaken in West Sub-region. They went up to Germany, where they were able to tour the road that is under construction with the funding from DINO, and that is European Union support right there. I am talking about that is a Tiak, Germany Laropi, road that is being constructed to a bitumen standard. I am talking about tamaking of that particular road. So don't be surprised at that road that is being tarmacked. It is under the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, and so with funding from European Union. And you have to know that under the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, that was launched some 5 years ago in 2017. This particular project is to see that the livelihoods of the people are changed, and also issues to do with the infrastructure is also worked on. And that is why when you go to some districts that this project or these projects are being implemented, you'll find that the lives of the people are changing. Because I can remember last year we were in Gulu and later in Lao, we were able to tour some of the projects that are being implemented under the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, up to Oture, where the farmers in Oture district are also appreciating very much this particular program. And also we did see Paida Market that is under construction. For your information, that particular project of the construction of Paida Market is under what we call Development Initiative for Northern Uganda. So why not to say thank you to the government of the Republic of Uganda, more especially to the State Minister for Northern Uganda, who is directly in charge of the supervision of these particular projects right there. And so we have some projects also being implemented in Terego. We have also in Yumbe a safe water project being implemented in Yumbe district, and very soon, maybe this particular month, the project will be fully commissioned by the State Minister for Northern Uganda. And so plus other projects that are being rolled out under the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda. For your information, you have to know that the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda is coming to an end because it was a 5 years project that being rolled out in Northern Uganda right there. Okay, away from these, let's get to the security in Koboko district. We're able to arrest 2 armed robbers who have been terrorizing locals in Koboko district. And so the 2 whose identity could not be revealed due to security reasons, as the crackdown of the gangs continue, as they are believed to be in a clique where got with 2 AK-47 rifles, loaded magazines, a solar panel, battery, and army boots. Some parts of the motorcycles believed to have been robbed. So the security officials headed by the resident district commissioner, Tom Olea, has called on the members of the public to be vigilant and should be able to report whatever they might be saying illegal in their community. And so this is something that you need to know. I will be getting to this particular story of that is the State Minister for Labor, Okello Charles Engola, who was gunned down by his bodyguard right there yesterday in Kianja, that is in Kampala suburb, in the capital of Uganda, that is Kampala city right there. And so as I talk right now, the members of the public are mourning the death of the former State Minister for Labor, Industrialization, Relations. I am talking about Okello Charles Engola. Personally, I have to tell you that I was able to have interface with him. I can remember in 2010 when I was in Gulu, and also last year when he was able to come to Western Sub-region. So such a very a kind person just departing away from us like that, it's quite unfortunate. And so yesterday the country woke up to the tragic murder, suicide of Colonel retired Charles Patrick Okello Engola. And so these are his full names. And so the Minister of State for Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations, and his bodyguard, Army Private, that is Wilson Sabiti. And so the bodyguard who shot, Colonel retired Charles Patrick Okello Engola, he was called Wilson Sabiti right there. So Private Sabiti is believed to have shot the minister dead at his home in Kianja, an emerging, middle class neighborhood outside Kampala city right there. And so Agri Davi Kibenge, the permanent secretary that is at the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, did not expect anything untoward hours before the stunning shootings. And so you have to know that the minister, he said, was in high spirits as they left the Labor Day celebrations in the eastern part of this country in Namutumba district on Monday. And so quoting him verbatim, the permanent secretary, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, that is Mr. Kibenge, he says that he was full of life and in high spirits when I saw him on Monday. Even last week, as we attended an annual labor conference at Kampala Serena Hotel, as the master of ceremonies called the late to speak, he referred to him as one of the men with the smartest beard, and indeed, if you looked at him, he was really savvy, and so he was a very smart man right there. And so recording the last 48 hours in Namatumba, Kibenge revealed how they were seated with him and he was walking to the podium to speak, and they brought him an umbrella and he waved it away and walked to the podium in the rain in a suit. And so he made a comment saying Honorable Engola is a real soldier. They later brought him to the umbrella, of course, because it was raining, cats and dogs, but later all left and they were very happy and cheerful. So like others who spoke about the colonel, you have to know that Kibenge described the minister as an outgoing, calm, and organized person with a generally agreeable nature right there. And so people usually fear working with soldiers, but he was a very reasonable person. If he had any issue, he would candidly raise it, and he never held onto grudges. And so these are words of the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Mr. Kibenge, as he describes the late, Colonel retired Patrick Okello, Patrick Okello, Charles Engola, right there. And so He continues to say, at a personal level, I had a very good working rapport with him, and I was in touch with him every other day. In the days leading up to the Labor Day celebrations, we had our final National Organizing Committee meetings in Namatumba, that is on Sunday. Now, at the ministry, a heavy hair of grief hung over the premises as shock staff huddled together and consoled each other. And so, Mr. Frank Mugabe, the spokesperson of the ministry, that is Labor, Gender, Social Development, said some of the ministers' usual guards had recently been redeployed abroad. So the suspected killer, soldier, Private Sabiti, had just spent 3 weeks as one of the replacements. And so this is something that you need to know this morning, and this is official. It is coming from the ministry where the late was working, and that is Ministry of Labor, Gender and Social Development right there. And so Mr. Mugabe described the deceased as easy to work with and a person who never had long-standing disagreements with his colleagues right there. So according to witnesses who had gunshots at around, that is 9 a.m., the bodyguard exited the minister's home and emptied his weapon in the air as he proceeded to a nearby saloon where he ended his life as well. And so this is something that you need to know, quite unfortunate one that has really happened to our country, Uganda. And so we would like to really, pray for his soul to rest in eternal peace, and we will be able to give you more in regards to the life of the late. And so who was this person who was just killed like that in just a day? And so more details on shooting of Minister Ngola emerge is something that you need to know this morning. I know there are and to be taken through who are the ministers that are serving in Museveni's government now, because I have realized that very few people know the ministers who are working in our country, Uganda. And so for me yesterday, I was shocked after learning that Ugandans are not well versed with their ministers. They do not know who is the Minister of Defense. They do not know who is the State Minister for Labor. It is quite shocking for me that we came to know that late retired Colonel Patrick Okello Charles Ngola was the State Minister for Labor. And so it's quite unfortunate right there that Ugandans cannot know who their ministers are. And so it's quite unfortunate. I think some fund need to be allocated for sensitization, and I think this should be taken up by Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. And so this is something that you need to know right there. And so I will be giving you a brief about the emerging issues in regards to the shooting of the Minister Ngola right there. And so what do you need to know? If you do not know, you have to know that in an incident around 8 a.m. On Tuesday yesterday, Private Wilson Sabiti shot dead the minister as he prepared to leave his home in Kianja for work in the city center. And so the bodyguard would later turn the gun onto himself. And so according to sources privy to the ongoing investigations into the matter, as his principal prepared to leave the home, Private Sabiti started his mission. And so according to a source who was close to where the incident happened, he said that he first shot and disabled the minister's aide-de-camp. Aide-de-camp is a person who is a helper to the minister, who was at the time cleaning his pistol. So aide-de-camp is somebody who is always with the minister wherever he moves, and so he's a person who is too close to the minister than this private celebrity who could have been just somebody who was at his home right there guarding his home. And so it is also reported that the killer bodyguard attached to the guard brigade of the 59th Battalion in the 4th Division in Gulu later turned to the minister's driver, whom he asked to leave immediately. And so he told him he had no issue with him, but asked him to leave immediately. And so the Minister of Agenda, Betty Amongi, earlier yesterday said that the killer UPDF bodyguard had only been deployed to guard the minister a month ago. And so quoting her verbatim, she says that this particular bodyguard has not stayed with the minister for long. He has been his bodyguard for about 1 month, and that is the private Sabiti who shot him was with him yesterday at Namotumba and guarding him in his principal car. And so he was brought a month ago from Bombo to join the other bodyguards in the ministry who have been supporting him, the minister. And these are the words of the Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Betty Amongi, right there. So earlier, police spokesperson Fred Enanga, says that Charles Engola was shot dead while entering his vehicle to go for work. And so the Information Minister, Dr. Chris Biarumozi, told journalists that police investigations will help in determining the cause of the incident in which the bodyguard opened fire on the Labor Minister. And so this is something that you need to know. And so the ADC, who was also shot, Lieutenant Ronald Otim, was rushed to Molago and is able to talk. And so he sustained injuries in one of the thighs and arms, and we hope he will get out of danger. And so that is what we have now, and as the investigating officers are in high gear to find out what exactly happened. And this is according to Dr. Chris Baramosi, who is the ICT Minister National Guidance right there. And so Chris explained that by the time the incident happened, the minister was seated in the vehicle together with the driver as the bodyguard removed the flag. And so he came, the bodyguard opened for him the vehicle and sat here behind. And so the bodyguard was now opening the flag as the ADC was saluting the minister ready to take off. The bodyguard later cocked the gun and opened the fire at the ADC first. In the process, the minister tried to get out of the vehicle and he was also shot instantly. And so the driver and then ran out of the vehicle to a nearby town, a private Sabiti, and then rushed out of the gate, he said, quoting onlookers at the scene. And so, however, Minister Chris' versions contradicts with one of the investors' narration of the events leading to the incident. And so, these are some of the issues that are emerging in regards to the shooting of the State Minister for Labor, retired Colonel Patrick Charles Engola right there. And so this is something that you need to know in regards to the lives of the late. And so this is something that you need to know as we continue to mourn a person who has been so kind, according to the people who have been able to have a close stay with him. We are talking about late, that is, Patrick Charles Engola right there. And so this is something that you need to know in regards to his death right there. And so let's get more stories. And by the way, when we talk about the death of Minister Engola, it really brings 1,000 questions in regards to lives of these personal, the lives of the bodyguards of these VVIPs that we do have in our country, Uganda. It comes back to treatment, but unfortunately the person who is supposed to give us the right narration has also ended his life. The private Sabiti would be able to, he would have been able to let us know what exactly happened and what is the grudge about. Is it issues to do with the treatment when it comes to payment, and also life around the minister? And so more of these we would be able to establish. I know the investigators will be able to speak to those who have been too close to the minister and also too close to Private Sabiti, who has been able to, commit such unfortunate atrocities right there. And so, something that you need to know about the last words of of the ministers to Uganda. And so Colonel retired Charles Patrick Okello Engola Mash Oduogo, the Minister of State for Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations, was gunned down at his residence, that is Hyanda, on the outskirts of Kampala city, sending shockwaves around the country. And so you have to know that this has also been confirmed by different people. So Engola's last public appearance was at the International Labor Day celebrations that were held in Namutumba district on Monday. As co-master of ceremonies, he introduced Ms. Amongi to deliver her speech and invite President Museveni to address the nation. Except from what he was able to deliver, allow me to read verbatim as it has been, extracted by Daily Monitor here. And this is his speech when he was able act as the co-master of ceremony during the International Labor Day celebration here in our country, Uganda. And so he started by Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Lord, the Chief Justice, the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, my colleague, members of the Cabinet, the Deputy Inspector General of Government, all members of Parliament present here, all Army Generals, police and officers who are here, workers and employers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning. No, good afternoon. And so these were his words. Good morning. They say no, good afternoon. I am called Colonel Charles Patrick Okello Engola Mashoduogo. I am the Minister of State for Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations. Your Excellency, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you, Your Excellency, to this function. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, you are most welcome to this celebration of the International Labor Day. Your Excellency, let me also take the opportunity to welcome all the distinguished guests to the Labor Day celebrations. Your Excellency, we have the following guests already here with us. His Excellency, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda is here with us. My Lord, the Chief Justice is here with us, the Vice Chairman of the National Resistance Movement and colleague members of Cabinet. In the interest of time, can you stand up and wave to the President? So these were his words on Monday as he was the co-MC for the International Labor Day celebration that was at Namutumba. And he continues to say, traditional leaders, religious leaders, permanent secretaries, the workers and employers, representatives, may you stand and wave to the President. Your Excellency, we have the NRM Secretariat who are here. May you wave to the President. Your Excellency, the theme of today's celebrations is promoting positive work culture and ethics, a perspective for increased investment, employment opportunities and household incomes. The choice of the theme is strategic in that it helps all of us to reflect on the promotion of positive work culture and ethics as a stepping stone for realization of national aspirations enshrined in this country's development agenda, and therefore calls upon everyone to support the promotion of positive work culture and ethics. My assistants have already explained the synopsis of for the Labor Day celebrations. Your Excellency, as I prepare to hand over to my Honorable Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, allow me to thank the Assistant Master of Ceremonies for the job well done. I therefore take this opportunity to invite the Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development to take over the next program for the day. You're welcome, Honorable Minister. These were the words of late Minister of State for Labor, retired Colonel Patrick Okello Charles Engola, right there. Dear viewer, let's go for a break. You have to know the 19 minutes to the top of the hour over 8 AM right on Western Television. We are in the mood of morning, and we shall continue.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Get more for less on Star Times this Easter season. Cartoon channel for best children entertainment. New global series. Local drama on Mercula TV and football all around the world. Simply make weekly or monthly subscription and enjoy upgrade to the next bouquet. For classic or super bouquet customers, subscribe for a month and enjoy 5 days extra. Family time with Star Times. Star Times is regulated by UCC.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
I'm telling you that all the spirit for DJ Zero. My. Hear the spirit. Yes. Hey! You give me strength all the way. Oh yeah, I gotta spend it all. Chari tegi, ngata no we wa kiro dire, tin lokwe, wati mona la ling konkori, konkori. Kasakala wachumo, kabela kankolera, never kaba katono, kabela kankolera, kasakala we don't go, kabela kankolera, girl make me temperature rise, yeah you make me temperature rise, girl make me temperature rise. Alright. My name is Simon, living with DJ Jerome.
I am Fifi. Yeah.
Let's do it! Say! Thank you, DJ Jerome. You're one of the best.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
We'll be back. You're still watching Western Television. My name is Denis Oringi. Wherever you're catching the show live from here, after all that, 15 minutes to the top of the hour, 8 time right on Western Television. It is Kokoliriko show, Wednesday. For your information, if you do not know, we have good news for you, that you can as well follow us on Zuku Television, Zuku Satellite, channel 0073 right there. And that is the channel for Western Television. And you have to know that you can as well catch us on Star Times channel 447. And also you can follow us on, that is YouTube right there. Facebook and Twitter, Western Television. And you just like for us the page that is on Facebook, and you get to Twitter, follow us, and then subscribe to our YouTube, and also share the link as well, and we continue with the conversation right there. We are very happy and we are delighted to have that. Let's get to Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. It is important that I should be able to let you know what is happening in at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. Deputy Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, Thomas Tayebwa, condemns a brutal arrest of female members of Parliament. We all know what exactly happened last week to the female members of Parliament, more especially those who belong to the opposition. Is something that is you have to know right there. And so what happened yesterday in regards to the anti-homosexuality bill passed by Parliament in second vote right there. Who has said what and what exactly happened, what exactly transpired? I will be letting you know in regards to that issue of the anti-homosexuality bill passed by Parliament of the Republic of Uganda in a second vote. Remember, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was able to refer back the anti-homosexuality bill when he was taken to him after he was advised by, that is the Deputy Attorney General Kafuzi right there. And so yesterday there were a number of bitter exchanges between the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda and the Deputy Attorney General Kafuzi, in regards to the anti-gay bill. And so the Speaker did rescind that Kafuzi will never advise Parliament when it comes to any bill that will be tabled right there. We shall be able to get to that later on in regards to what exactly happened at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda in as far as the anti-homosexuality bill passed yesterday by Parliament in second vote. And so yesterday was the second time that the members of Parliament were able to vote for or against the anti-gay bill right there. And so Parliament has passed the anti-homosexuality bill 2023 with amendments to 5 clauses following what we call proposals by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And so while presiding over the House sitting on Tuesday yesterday, Speaker Anita Among commended the commitment of legislators in ensuring the protection of Uganda's values and cultures and urged them to stand firm on their decision. And so quoting her verbatim, she says, "I want to urge the members of Parliament to remain steadfast. No amount of intimidation will make us retract what we have done. Handouts or small envelopes should not be the ones to destroy you. The Western world will not come and rule Uganda." And these were words of Anita Annette Among as she presided over the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda yesterday. So she urged the Attorney General to expeditiously present the bill to the President for assent. The bill was first passed on 21st March 2023, but was returned by the President. The Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs reviewed the concerns and proposals made by the President regarding distinguishing between being a homosexual and actually engaging in acts of homosexuality. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni says that these are two different things: being homosexual and engaging in acts of homosexuality. And so the President said the law should be clear so that what is being criminalized is not the state of one having a divergent, the proclivity, but rather the actions of one acting on the divines of promoting the Son. And so the committee chairperson, Honorable Robina Rwakojo, said the President's concerns were genuine and had been initially expressed by the committee in its report to the House. The State Minister for Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang, urged members of Parliament not to be intimidated by the Western world, citing social media reports of plans to withdraw aid under the Ministry of Health to tackle HIV/AIDS in the country, and quoting him saying, "Have they been giving us that aid for purposes of promoting homosexuality in Uganda? Studies have shown that homosexuals are the ones spreading AIDS. Friends, do not be shy. You were born to be in Uganda, and we will remain Africans." And so these were the words these are the words of the State Minister, for Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang, right there. Honorable Nsaba Buturo, who is a member of Parliament belonging to the NRM political party, and he comes from the Bufumbira East County, said threats of withdrawal of aid by international agencies can be addressed by fighting corruption. And so that is what Nsaba Buturo did say yesterday at the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. And so the committee also recommended the merging of 2 subclauses under Clause 9 of the bill that relates to owners of premises that may be reported to be used to commit the offense of homosexuality right there. Now, on the duty to report acts of homosexuality under Clause 14, the president expressed concern that the clause presented constitutional challenges and created unnecessary contradictions and duties which posed implementation challenges and conflicts in society. The president commended for deletion of clause 14 or in the alternative to redraft it to restrict it to children and other vulnerable members of society as required in Article 17, subsection 1C of the Constitution. So the committee, however, said clause 14 is relevant because it imposes a duty on a person who knows or has a reasonable suspicion that a person has committed or intends to commit the offense of homosexuality to report the matter to police for appropriate action. The House passed a proposal by Honorable Jonathan Odu, who is a member of parliament subscribing to Uganda People's Congress, and he is a member of parliament for Erut County South, on clause to increase the imprisonment penalty from 6 months to 5 years. A proposal by Honorable Fox Odoi, who is a member of parliament belonging to NRIM, West Budama North County, West Budama North East County, to delete the clauses cited by the president and subsequently reject the entire bill, was rejected by members of parliament. And so Fox Odoi, for him, he was able to present a minority report on the floor of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda in regards to the anti-homosexuality bill that is being discussed. It's good that yesterday members of Parliament were able to pass the bill, and it will be taken back to Parliament. It will be taken back to the President of the Republic of Uganda to assent to, and we do not know what will really happen between now and the time that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will be assenting, to that particular bill. He might also be able to receive another advice from the Attorney General in regards to the anti-homosexuality bill, and we're waiting to hear what will the international community say in regards to the amendment that Parliament of the Republic of Uganda was yesterday able to amend in regards to the advice that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was able to advise in regards to the anti-gay bill right there. And so, while presenting a minority report on the bill, Odoi observed that the proposals by the president were insufficient to salvage the bill. And so, the leader of the opposition, Honorable Matthias Mpuga, called on legislators to read and understand the bill so that they can ably defend the country's view of society, and life. And so, quoting him saying, "Do not take the law of its face value, but understand it. Speak to our people because we owe ourselves the duty to preserve our culture and protect our children." He alluded to a meeting he attended in the United States where he challenged Africans there for struggling to defend the rights to sexual orientation. And quoting him further saying, "I do not see them defending the transfer of knowledge in technology like the Chinese are doing. The black race is struggling to transfer homosexuality and not technology to Africa." And I challenge these people on that. And these were words of Matthias Mpuga, who is the leader of opposition at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. And so these are some of the issues that you need to know in regards to what happens at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. No salary increase for local leaders. This is according to Taebwa, as he tells the the leaders that we do have here in our country, Uganda, that there will be no salary increment. And for those who will be waiting for the salary to be increased, I have to tell you that Matthias Mpuga says that, not Matthias Mpuga, Thomas Taebwa, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, says that there will be no salary increment right there for the leaders that we do have in our country, Uganda. And so these are some of the things that you need to know is happening here in our country, Uganda. Let's get to more stories this morning as they happen in different parts of this country. Dear viewer, we are coming to you live from the broadcast house of Western Television, both online and also on the digital platforms. For those who are catching us live on Zuku Television, we do appreciate you very much for choosing Western Television this morning on the channel number 0073. And not forgetting our usual followers on StarTime, Channel 477. We do appreciate you very much, and we thank you for always being with us and knowing what is happening in your neighborhood through Western Television, and this is something we don't take for granted. Let us get to 7 arrested as Chambogo University students strike. What is the strike all about is what we need to get to you right this morning. And so police have arrested at least 7 Chambogo University students following their process over missing marks, delayed allowances for government-sponsored students, and exorbitant charges on tuition, among others. And so the Kampala Metropolitan Deputy Police spokesperson Luke Owesigire confirmed this in his address to the media on Tuesday yesterday. And he says the students arrested include Chambogo Guild President Michael Wafula Endrin, who is said to have led the strike. And so police on Tuesday used the tear gas to disperse the protesting students before effecting the arrest. And so according to Guild Speaker Bruce Haikire, he says his colleagues may be released on Wednesday today for fear that they might incite violence if released immediately. His conversation with the chief of security, Aikire, said he estimated 15 students were arrested. A student identified as Kakamiza allegedly jumped off the police van. He added that the remaining ones are also threatening to mobilize even tomorrow, which is today. And so he claimed that the university authorities did not heed to the students' concerns, despite the numerous letters sent to the administrators of the public learning institution. Students claim that they were motivated to strike following a shillings 50,000 fine for one that fails to pay full tuition within 6 weeks. Other protesters cited the delay of handing about 700,000 allowances to students under government sponsorship. And so this is what is happening at Chambogo University right there in Kampala. And for those who want to know, if you have your student there at Chambogo University, you have to know that the students are for protest over what they termed as unfair administration by the administrators of the public university right there. And so it's something that you need to know. Okay, you have to know that the speaker rescinds ban on Kafuzi presenting bills in parliament. And so, as I did mention earlier on, that the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, Annette Among, has rescinded the ban that she had issued obstructing the Deputy Attorney General Jackson Kafunzi from presenting or responding to bills in Parliament. Her decision came after Attorney General Shirowa Shiwanuka apologized for the actions that were taken by his deputy, prompting the Speaker to impose the ban. And so, quoting him saying that, like I have said before, where we did not go well, we sincerely apologize, and we have assured this House that this shall not happen again. Even when we have a disagreement, we shall put it out squarely on the record and all have a conversation on the same. And this is what Shiwanuka, the Attorney General, did apologize to the House, more especially to the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, because of the action of Kafuzi, who is the Deputy Attorney General. You have to know that Kafuzi was able to write a letter to the President of the Republic of Uganda advising the President not to assent to the bill, not to assent to the anti-homosexuality bill, on ground that he was really forced to, accept everything when this bill was being presented on the floor of Parliament. And so this did not go well with the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, who castigated Kafuzi for going behind the Parliament to push for his personal agenda, not the agenda of the House. And so it really took the intervention of the Attorney General Chiwanuka right there to apologize on behalf of the Office of the Attorney General to the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, and also to the whole House of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda in regards to the action that was exhibited by his deputy Kafuzi right there. And so yesterday, earlier on, the Speaker Annette Among has ruled to stop Deputy Attorney General Jackson Kafuzi from ever defending any bill in Parliament for as long as he is the Speaker of Parliament. Among and members of Parliament accused Kafuzi of misinforming the President when he advised him not to assent to the anti-homosexuality bill right there. And so Among added, I want to give an order that we will not pass any bill when the Attorney General himself isn't in the House. us. So we can't continue dealing with people who are not honest. Whatever we are going, not people who portray dishonesty. So the Speaker's ruling stood for nearly 5 hours, in which the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 was reconsidered and passed. So it is against that background that the Speaker cancelled the ban that she had imposed on Kamfunzi. And so the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 that triggered the aforementioned matter now awaits President Museveni's assent to become law in our country, Uganda. So we will be able to follow this development, whether President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will be able to assent to this particular bill and it becomes a law in our country, Uganda. You have to know that if President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has not okayed any bill, it is not a law. And so nobody can really go around using the bill as a law, maybe to make arrests, maybe to implicate, prosecute and persecute any person in our country, Uganda. So it is, until President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni assents to the bill, then it becomes a law in our country, Uganda, and then the regulations are worked on. And so once President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni okays that this bill is now a law, then it will be implemented. So meaning that whatever Parliament has been discussing will come into full force in as far as implementation is concerned. So these are some of the things that you need to understand with our Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, and then how laws are being made in our country, Uganda, in regards to this particular matter. Right, dear viewer, you have to know that it is 3 minutes past over 8 a.m. right on Western Television. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we still have more for you this morning as we break it down for you, what you need to know in our country, Uganda, and what is happening in the neighborhood, in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and what is happening in Kenya, what is happening in Tanzania, what is happening in Rwanda, Burundi, and also South Sudan. Not forgetting what is happening in Sudan. And so you have to know that Sudan is still at war, and we pray that peace will prevail in that country. For those who have never witnessed how disastrous war is, then take your time and follow every event that are really taking place in Sudan, and you'll get to understand that getting into war is something that we should not really pray for, because it destroys not only human persons, it destroys the development of the economy. And that's why President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni said that war does not only kill human persons, it really kills the economy. And we pray that peace will continue to prevail in our country, Uganda. And those who will be misunderstanding, please, we pray that you get to the round table and have the discussion. If it is about money, ask how much you need, so that you leave us alone to continue enjoying the peace that we continue to enjoy here in our country, Uganda. If you don't have this country, Uganda, then get out of this country, go to another country, and then you'll get to know that there is a country that is called Uganda, and it's a country where peace is really treasured. Good morning. Yep.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Get more for less on StarTimes this Easter season. Cartoon channel for best children entertainment. New global series. Local drama on Makula TV and football all around the world. Simply make weekly or monthly subscription and enjoy upgrade to the next bouquet. For classic or super bouquet customers, subscribe for a month and enjoy 5 days extra. Family time with StarTimes. StarTimes is regulated by UCC.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
I'm telling you that all the spirits of DJ Zero. My. Hear the spirit. Yes.
I want it inside my change.
Olé!
You gave me sugar
all the way.
Oh yeah, I gotta spend it all. Yeah, you make me temperature the rise. Girl, make me temperature the rise. Alright.
My name is Simon, living with DJ Giraffe.
I am Fifi.
Yay! Let's do it! Say! Thank you, DJ Giraffe. You're one of the best.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, I will be back. You're still watching West Nile Television. My name is Denis, and you have to know that it is 8 minutes past the hour of 8 a.m. And it is a Kokoliriko show that comes your way every Monday through Friday. Today happened to be Wednesday. It is 3rd of May 2023. Let's get more of the stories that we have right this morning for you. You have to know that Arua Muslims feud over mosque ownership right here in the city. A dispute has broken out between the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, Arua branch, and a mosque in the community of Mastura in Arua city. While the leadership at Mohibin Mosque claims to be independent and not to be aligned with any Muslim grouping, the district head Sheikh Abu Jafar said the mosque is aligned with the Shibuli sect. And so, quoting him, saying that all was okay until Ayrton Company constructed a tower on top of the mosque. They started suggesting that we should hold elections to get new leadership of the mosque, but the community declined. Haj Saki Yusuf, the Imam of the Mohibin Mosque, said. And so he said that the land where the mosque is located in Aivu North, Ward Aivu Division, was donated to the Mastura community by the late Haruna Dafala in the 1960s, but not to the Muslim Supreme Council. And so the council, however, contests the move and insists that they are going to hold elections. And so, quoting him, saying, "We have all the details for the mosque and we are going to hold elections. We want those telecommunication towers removed because it is not good for our health and they are not supposed to be there." And this is according to Sheikh Abu Jafar, who is the district Qadi right there. And so under the Companies Act, you cannot register a mosque as a company, as they have done. So they knew that elections were going to come and they brought that confusion. And this is what Sheikh Abu Jafar Shaban, who is the district Qadi, is saying. And so the Aivu County Qadi Sheikh Twaha Alitia also insists that Muhibin Mosque belongs to Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, though he did not provide evidence to support his claim. And so the city council for Aivu North to the city council, Samda, expressed disappointment about the misunderstandings in the religion, and quoting him further saying, "I thought religion is meant to bring harmony and peace among people, but to my dismay, some of our religious leaders have a special negative interest in the development of the region." And this is according to Samda, who is the councillor for the Aivu North to Arua City Council. Right there. And so this is something that is happening right here in Arua City, and as Western Television, we shall be able to follow the event as the story continues to develop. What is exactly at play? Is it the money, or is it the ownership of the mosque right there? Because what the point of contestation is the construction of the mosque on top of a mosque, construction of a tower. Telecommunication tower on top of a mosque, and District Card Jafar, Shaban is saying that it is unhealthy to have a tower on top of a mosque belonging to a telecommunication company. And remember, the physics that involves when a tower has been installed on a building, and so he fears that lives can easily lost at any time, can easily be lost at any time because of maybe lightning, since the tower is constructed on top of a mosque. More of that we shall be able to dive into and give you more details in regards to these particular developing stories right there here in Arua, city, in regards to Muslim feuds over issues to do with the mosque right there. So this is something that you need to know. Getting more stories this morning, dear viewer, you have to know that Karamoja ministry official in Iron Sheet scandal granted bail. And so who are the people remaining in jail is something that we need to establish. You have to know that one of the technical officers who was arrested in regards to Karamoja Iron Sheet, I am talking about Joshua Abaho, 46 years, senior assistant secretary at the Ministry of Karamoja Affairs under the office of the Prime Minister, was last Thursday charged with 2 counts of corruption and 1 count of conspiracy to defraud. He faces the 2 charges together with the Karamoja Affairs Minister, Mary Goreti Kitutu, and her younger brother, Michael Naboya Kitutu, who faces the charge of receiving stolen property right there. So the presiding chief magistrate at the anti-corruption court, Joanna Shiro, also bonded Abaho's securities at 150 million non-cash. And so quoting her saying that for the capacity of the securities to meet the bond, I do agree with the applicant that these are government employees relatively in senior positions. They presented to this court documentation of their employment and also bank statements, and thus demonstrated their financial capacity to meet the surety bond. I find no merit in their objection by the prosecution, and hereby grant the applicant bail, having found all the sureties substantial. Ms. Ashiro ruled right there. And so the other suspects so far charged in connection with the Iron Sheet saga include Junior Karamoja Affairs Minister Agnes Nandutu, who is still on remand at Luzira Prison, and Amos Lugolobi, who is the Minister of State for Planning right there. And so this is something that you need to know in regards to the Karamoja Iron Sheet, where some ministry officials were arrested. And so currently, as we talk, we have only Agnes Nandutu still on remand at Luzira Government Prison right there. And so I know Ugandans are interested to understand what is happening with the issues of Karamoja Iron Sheets, whether some ministers will still be arrested. We do not know yet because we have now shifted from Karamoja Iron Sheets. We are discussing UPDF and ministers now, their relationship, and this is in regards to the shooting of the state minister for that is labor right there, employment and industrial relations. And so let's wait whether DPP has sanctioned some of the files that require some ministers to be arrested to make statement. We still do not know, but we shall be able to follow up on this particular issue right there. Let's get to issues to do with the floods. Kasese floods claim 5 lives in 1 week, and this is not the first time we are talking about the Kasese floods. At least 5 people have died in Kasese district in a space of 1 week as a result of mudslides and floods triggered by heavy rain. District leaders said the deceased bodies were recovered from various rivers, and mudslides affected areas in several sub-counties where crops and banana plantations were also washed away. And the floods also left the roads and bridges damaged with while some cattle were killed. So the flooded rivers include Mokoya, Mubuku, Sebwa, and Nyambwamba. And so these are the usual rivers that are always busting their banks to cause the floodings that is in Kasese district. So the latest incident, happened on Sunday and yesterday, in that is Kagimhema and Botera villages in Buhibhira sub-county. And yesterday in Botera village, the mudslides claimed the lives of a 4-year-old girl, leaving 3 others injured. And so this was after a heavy downpour that started on Sunday evening around 8 p.m. and went up to yesterday morning. And so this is something that you need to know. Body that so far retrieved on April 24th, the residents of Mokohia retrieved the body of Robert Masereka from River Hokia. The deceased was a resident of Kiamiza village, Mohokia sub-county. So the deceased had gone missing following the April 23rd downpour that lasted 4 hours. The body was first seen by some farmers who had gone to tend to their gardens. Another body of Anthony Bwambale, 11-year-old, was also retrieved from a valley on Sunday after Sunday afternoon in that is Katerera village, Kitabu sub-county, where he had gone to collect firewood. Wambale, who hailed from Nyamubuka Sal in Pondwe, town council, was staying with his mother, Jasila Kigoma, in Kahema village in Kialhumba sub-county, right there in that is Kasese district. And so we continue to register more victims of floods right there in Kasese, and I believe that Office of the Prime Minister, more especially the ministry in charge of disaster and relief, will also be able to address this issue of floods and affected persons, issues to do with compensation, and I believe that this will be taken up by government of the Republic of Uganda right there. And so these are some of the issues that you need to know as it really happens right here in our country, Uganda. Why hepatitis B is a silent killer disease in West Nile is something that I want to conclude with this morning, that you have to know that the political leaders and health teams say there is low uptake of vaccination due to limited advocacy and mobilization in communities, misconceptions, myth, and anxiety about the disease. And so issues to do with hepatitis B is really a silent killer disease in West Nile sub-region. So there's need for mobilization, there's need for uptake of vaccination by people who are in this region. Samuel Ladu, a 24-year-old refugee who fled from South Sudan in 2014 to Uganda, thought it was the end of his life after he received his test result indicating that he was hepatitis B positive. The senior 6 students of Haji Beza Secondary School, who is currently on hepatitis B medication, said he felt helpless at first. That when he tested for that is hepatitis B. And so it is our responsibility to say that we really get tested for hepatitis B so that we are safe from this silent killer that is claiming lives in West Nile here. And so it is your responsibility and my responsibility to see that we really, fight this particular killer disease right there. Allow me to sample some of the messages right there. We have Angozo Muhammad, who is saying that good morning West Nile TV, lighting the region, watching live from South Sudan. Juba, thanks for updating us, broadcast other programs as Kokoliriko show too. Thank you very much. We are going to look into that. Other programs will be following suit right there. Also, we have also Who's Afraid. Thank you very much, Afraid Ox. It has been a while without sampling the comments that you always drop for us. We do appreciate you. Good morning, West Nile. Thank you very much for greeting West Nile, and we do appreciate you very much for watching us live using the YouTube page of Western Television. And thank you very much for all for subscribing to the Western Television YouTube page right there. And so that is something that I felt it is important that I should be able to bring to your attention right there. Maybe if we have more updates this morning, I will be letting you know right here on Western Television. 20 minutes past over 8 a.m. Remember, we shall be able to go up to 1/2 that is 8 a.m. in the morning. Is something that you need to know as we will be diving into more information that you need to know. You have to know that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has said that we must discover who is pursuing illegitimate aims in the Sudan situations aimed which are not a principle. Who is this? These wars don't only kill people, they also kill the future of the people. And so that is President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for you in regards to what is happening in Sudan. And we would be able to sample for you some of the trending issues that you need to know in regards to what is happening here in our country, Uganda, right there. And so you have to know that this year's theme for World Press Freedom Day is shaping a future of rights. And remember, freedom of expression as a driver for all other human rights is something that you need to know that this year's World Press Freedom Day is right there. And so we observe this day. Let us remember the role of the Ugandan judiciary has played in protecting also freedom of the press and also expression generally. In the article, the author attempts to explain. And so you have to know that today is a World Press Freedom Day. Today is 3rd of May 2023. And so we continue to give you information. I never wanted to talk sports this morning, but allow me to talk sports this morning. Good morning, Chelsea fans, and good morning, Arsenal fans. And I believe that all went on well yesterday night as Arsenal was able to show to Chelsea that you cannot manage us at home. And the first half ended at 3-0. Second half, that goal that was scored, and it was just an accidental goal. It just happened. And so it ended 3-1, and it was a nice one. And so for sport lovers, we continue to tell you that continue watching football. So Arsenal back on top of Premier League after beating Chelsea is something that you need to know, that Arsenal has claimed the top position away from that is Manchester City. Somebody said that, Denis, you don't know sports. Don't really, confuse yourself right there. What I know is that Arsenal defeated Chelsea 3-1. That is it all. I don't know who scored the goals. I don't want to bite my tongues. But allow me to tell you that Mikel Arteta's side lost control of the title race after last week's 4-1 defeat at Manchester City. And so Martin, Odegaard fared Arsenal back to the top of the Premier League as the Norway midfielders doubled inspired a 3-1 win against hopeful Chelsea on Tuesday yesterday night. So Mikel Arteta's side lost control of the title race after last week's 4-1 defeat at Manchester City, but the Gunners signalled their intention to push City all the way to the wire with the much needed first win in 5 games is something that you need to know right there. And so Odegaard's brace was followed by Gabriel Jesus' strike as the host raised into a 3-goal before halftime at the Emirates Stadium right there. And so Noni Madieke's second half goal was no consolation for Chelsea's rest performance. And so Arsenal are now 2 points clear of second place City. And while Pep Guardiola's men remain favourites to win the title, the North Londoners have at least applied a little pressure on the champions. So City will go back into first place if they beat West Ham at home on Wednesday, which is today, in the first of their 2 games in hand on Arsenal. And so Arteta says, the first 60 minutes, I thought we played really well. That was everything I want to see from our team. And so speed, quality movement, 2 beautiful goals. We connected with our crowd and created an incredible atmosphere right there. So these were words of Mikel Arteta, Arsenal's manager, right there. So he says that we wanted to earn the right to be top of the league. We are happy to be there. And so after 10 weeks at the top, Arsenal were knocked down to second place by City's win at Fulham on Sunday. And so 3 successive draws, including 2 blown 2-goal leads, and that is the calamitous loss at City have led Arsenal to be written off as title race shockers. So, but Arteta insisted this week that the title was still winnable, and these players responded to the Spaniards' rallying cry. And so troubles at Chelsea were ideal opponents for Arsenal to get back on track before a tricky trip to Newcastle on Sunday. And so the Blues have now lost all 6 games since Frank Lampard returned, a caretaker boss to replace the sacked Graham Potter. And so languishing in 12th place, Chelsea are on a 9-game winless run in all competitions and face the prospect of failing to finish in the top half of the table for the first time since 1996 is what you need to know. And Lampard said, "We were too nice to play against in all aspects in the first half, not good enough." And so it's tough because you want to win games, but it is our job. We will work on that next time. So rampant former Arsenal forward Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang made his first Chelsea start since the Blues lost 1-0 to the Gunners in November. But Aubameyang, whose 4-year spell with Arsenal ended acrimoniously in 2022, never had a chance of exacting a revenge on his older team before being hauled off at halftime. And so Arsenal were in complete control from the start, and Odegaard gave them a deserved lead in the 18th minute. And so left in acres of space, Granit Xhaka's low cross eluded Chelsea's Lacazette goal defenders, and Odegaard guided a superb curling finish past Kepa, who is the Chelsea's goalkeeper from just inside the penalty area, and then Ben Chilwell threatened the Chelsea equalizers, but Aaron Ramsdale made a fine save to preserve the lead. And so the near miss was a false down for Chelsea as the Gunners turned the screw with the second goal in the 31st minute. And so once again Chelsea allowed Xhaka time to cross into the area, and Odegaard took full advantage of a slack marking from Raheem Sterling to far past that is Kepa from 12 yards and right there. So Arsenal scented blood, against spineless disinterested opponents, and the third goal duly arrived 3 minutes later. And so everywhere Arsenal fans are celebrating. Yesterday after watching the game, I thought people would be making noise like they made the other time when Manchester City was able to trounce Arsenal 4-1 at home right there at Etihad Stadium, that is in London. And so this time around it was a very, very calm moment for the Arsenal fans and also Manchester United fans. And so where are the Manchester United fans? What are you saying in regards to yesterday's game? Let this conversation continue using our social media platforms, and you have to know that Love D together with that is Lady Susie, and not forgetting Benson. They will be right here in the studio at exactly that is 2 to 3, as they will be analyzing what exactly happened yesterday, and they will also be able to make sense of what is happening in the world of sports. And for those who would love to know what is happening locally in the world of sports, do not miss the Whistle Time that comes to every Monday through Saturday from the hour 2 to 3 right here on Western Television. My name is Denis Oringi. 2 minutes to the 8 a.m. right here on Western Television. Allow me to say good morning and thank you very much for joining us always whenever we come to you live from the broadcast house of Western Television here on Plot 39 Hayweather in Park Lane, Arua City, next to Presidential State Lodge. And for those who would love to do business with us, remember we are already now on Zuku start time as well. And so Zuku, our channel number is 0073, while start time we are on, that is channel 447. And for those who have smartphones, you can as well download the start time app and you follow Western Television live wherever you are. Whether you are in the vehicle, you are in your office, and you don't have busy schedule, you can as well follow Western Television wherever you are. And don't forget to also go to our YouTube page and also subscribe to our YouTube page. Go to our Facebook, also like the page, and as well follow us on Twitter. Personally, if you want to follow me, get to Oringi Denis Francis 11 on Twitter, and you will be able to get to Oringi Denis right there, and we have the conversation. And on Facebook, follow me at Oringi Denis on Facebook, and YouTube Oringi Denis Report. That is my YouTube page. And as well, you can write to us if you have any information that you want to share with the rest of the world. Western Television offers for you the platform to share those information that you want people to know about. And if you also want to do business with us, you can also write to us using the email that is scrolling on your screen, or you can visit us right here in Anyafio, Plot 39A, Weatherhead Park Lane, just next to a Presidential State Lodge. We can be able to do business together with you, and you can as well use all the contacts that we have for you to reach any of us. If you may be interested in sponsoring Kokoliriko show, a show that comes away every Monday through Friday, it is still a show that is not sponsored. You can as well, write to us, and then we have a business conversation to see how we can really promote ourselves, promoting your business, and also promoting Western Television. And this is what we intend to do together with you as you continue to watch each and every stories that unfold each and every time. And do not forget, new programs keep rolling out each and every time. And K Dogo is the next program that will be coming your way every Saturday right then. So do not really forget to always let your child tune to the television every Saturday and Sunday, as children's program will be coming your way right there with that is none other than Sifa. Julie right there, as she will be able to have conversations with the young children on what the children can say about life that they live. Thank you very much for being with us, and allow me to appreciate very much the producer Aldo Manano, together with the camera person, for really making the show a colorful one up to this particular time that I'm signing out of the studio. Have the best of your time. Don't forget at exactly 7 p.m. the Nilecast will be coming your way with Christine Okumuringa, as the newsroom will be working on some of the stories that are making headlines in our region and also making headlines in our country, Uganda, and what is happening outside Uganda as well. Good morning.